Hello everyone, welcome to the video, and in this video we are going to see how we can convert this particular data set into an amazing looking dashboard just like this within 10 minutes. Yes, you heard it right. Within 10 minutes we are going to convert this boring looking Excel sheet into a dynamic Excel dashboard just like this in 10 minutes. So stay tuned with me and let's get into the video. So how can we do that within 10 minutes, right? So let me show you what we need to do. So we have this particular data set, which is a movies data set. We have title, release date, genre of the movie, which country it is related, what is the rating of the movie, and this is simply a number which acts as a counter, right? And then we have the revenue generated by the movie. So what we have to do is simply select all of it and then go to insert and click on pivot tables, right? And then we will take it to the new worksheet. Now we have the pivot table. Now let's see what are the charts we need. So this is one of the chart where we see number of movies by genre, right? So what we will do, we will drag genre in the rows, and we have number of titles which is nothing but number of movies, and we will drag it into the values. So now we can see that we have our genres and how many number of titles are there for that particular genre. Then what I have to do is go to insert, click on pivot chart, click on here, and then I can select this particular chart, right, and hit OK. So now I have this chart which is kind of similar to this particular chart, right? But it is not sorted, right? No problem. What you have to do, just click here, right click, and then you can click on this sort largest to smallest. And now you see we have something similar to this one, right? Now, what is the second chart we have? The second is this one, number of movies by genre and rating, right? So what we need to do, just click on this particular pivot table, go to pivot table analyze, and then click on select entire pivot table. This will select your entire pivot table. Then simply you can control C to copy this pivot table, and here place it as control V. Now we have this pivot table, right? But in the chart we need to show by genre and by rating. So what I will do, I will drag the rating column into the columns, right? So now we can see based on different ratings in the comedy genre how many movies are released, and we also have the totals, right? Then simply what we will do is, while we are in this particular pivot table, we will go to insert pivot chart, click on pivot chart, and then we will go to this bar and select something like this, right, and hit OK. So we have it like this. Now in this case what we need to do is we go to grand total and sort it in descending order. So sort smallest to largest, so that our chart will be sorted largest to smallest, right? So now next chart, okay. So we will arrange everything, guys, don't worry, we will do it at the end. Next chart we have is gross revenue trend by genre. So here we have different years, and then we have the revenues, right? So what I'll do, I will again do the same thing. Click anywhere in this pivot table, go to pivot table analyze, and then select entire pivot table, control C. I will copy this, and here I will paste it as control V. Now here I want years, and then also I need the ratings, right? So what I will do, here I will drag the release year, and then genre I will discard because I don't need genre, right? I have the number of titles, but then again I also need the rating. So ratings I will click here. So now I have the years and the different ratings of the movie, and we also have the totals, right? So then again I will go to insert and then go to pivot chart, click on pivot chart, and then I will select on this area chart and click here, This is a stacked area chart, and I will click on OK. So now you see I have this area chart where the different colors mean the different rating of the movies, right? So we have it now. Now we have all these charts, right? And then we also have the different pivot tables and different charts. But how can we make this into a dashboard? And also how we could apply all these filters so that everything that we have will get filtered by the single slicers that we have. So here if you see, if I do any genre filtering, right? So let's say I just want to select action, adventure, or something like this. So it is only affecting this particular chart. It is not affecting this one or this one, right? But I don't want that. I want, if I apply some filter, I want to apply it all over to all the charts, right? So for that, what I need to do is I can click on any of the pivot table, go to insert, or maybe go to pivot table, analyze, and then click on insert slicer, right? And then in the slicer I can select okay. Now if you see this particular picture, we have the rating slicer, we have the country slicer, right? So rating and country, both of the things I will select and I will hit okay. So now you see I have both the slicers. Now one thing you can see is, so I'll click on one of the slicers, okay, then I'll click on report connection. So now here I will select which pivot tables I want this particular slicer to be applied. Now you see so many pivot tables because I actually have other pivot tables. That sheet is hidden, but you can see this particular, I can select which pivot table I can apply, right? So for ease of use, what I can do is I can name my pivot table. I'll go to pivot table, analyze, and name it as genre, something like that, genre titles, something like that, so that it is easily distinguishable, right? Similarly, here I can write genre rating titles, right? And then here also I can go to pivot table, analyze, and name it something as year rating and right, something like that. And then what I'll do is I'll again click on this country, go to the slicer option, click on slicer setting, sorry, not slicer setting, click on report connections, and then here you can see now I want this particular slicer to be applied on these three pivot tables, right? And hit OK. Same thing we have to do for the rating thing, and click here and click here and click on OK. So now this will be applied in all of the things. And also you can see there are many non-applicable values are there, so I don't want that actually. So what I'll go do is I'll click on slicer setting and click on this hide items with no data and click on OK. Now you see those things are gone. Same thing I will do for the country slicer. I'll click on hide items with no data. So now we have the slicer ready, and we are also missing one of the slicers, and that is this year slicer. So this is actually a timeline. So what I can do is I can come here in the this pivot table here where we have this timeline, go to pivot table, analyze, click on insert timeline, and then this is one release date is the only timeline available. So I'll click on this one and click on OK. And once we have this timeline, I don't want months, I want years. So what I'll do is I'll click on years, and then you can see we have all the years, right? So right from 1920. So I don't want all this, so maybe I will just, and you can see the scroll bar is there. I don't want the scroll bar, right? So what I can do is here you see these options, right? You can deselect the scroll bar, right?
A few moments later.
So just like this and we are good, right? So we have all these three slicers and we have all these charts, but how to make it into an amazing dashboard like this, right? So that's pretty easy. We actually did the hard part, right? Now making the dashboard is not a very difficult thing. So then what I'll do is I will hide all this, right? I will select all of these and right click here and click on hide. Make sure you don't delete that, right? Otherwise all of your effort will go in vain. So then I will go for and select different slicers that I have. Where is my timeline slicer? This one, right? So let me zoom in a little bit, and then we will just need to arrange it, right? So I'll arrange it, and in order to snap it to grid, just hold your alt button in the windows and then just snap it to the grid, right? Similarly for these ones, right? You can just snap it like this and just snap it like this. Okay, maybe like this, right? And then let me take to this particular one, maybe, yeah. And then we need the rating. So rating, if you see, it is coming like this. So how can do like different columns? It is just coming in one horizontal column. Well, that is also easy. You come here and make it like this columns, you just increase it, right? So I want something like this, 3 columns, right? So 3 columns, and I will make it small, and then I will snap it to the grid, and this one also I will snap it to the grid, right? And then this one also, and then we have the country, right? So I will drag this country right below this one, right? And I will also increase this to this much, okay? Or maybe let me just decrease it to this much. This much is okay, and then this one is up to this much, and yeah, yep, now it is good. And then I can just decrease it like this, and then this one I can increase, right? Maybe up to like this, right? And then once we have this release date with us, maybe I will increase it up to this, and then we want this one right here, and then this one right here, right? This one right here. The space we need to decrease a little bit, yeah. And then this one we need up to, let's say, this much, okay? I'll increase this one. And then finally we have this area chart. This area chart I will keep it here, or this one I need to decrease up to this much. This one also I need to decrease up to this much. I think we are good. Yeah, maybe this one this much. And this is all about adjustment, guys. Okay, you can see what all I'm doing is I'm just snapping it to grid using my alt column, right? And then I am doing all this. Now you see we have all these things, right? Doesn't look good. So what I'll do is I'll come here, go to format, or go to just pivot table analyze, and then click on filled buttons, click on hide all. So this will hide all the filled buttons, okay? Because we already have the slicers, right? So we don't need it. And then we all have to just click here and change the titles. If the titles is not there, we can click here and then put the titles on. But now you can see, guys, now you can see we have this dashboard in place. We have this dashboard in place. You see, this is the dashboard. Where is the title? Well, for the title, all you have to do is just have some space here, and then take this much, maybe merge it, and then write IMDB movies analysis, and then you format it something like that, right? Then you have your dashboard. Now I already created this dashboard, so let me just unhide one of the sheets, and then you can see the dashboard ready. So you see, within 10 to 15 minutes you can create such amazing dashboard. And I will also show you a trick. If you don't like this color scheme, let's say you don't like this color scheme, guess what, you can change it dynamically. Any color theme you select in Excel, and your dashboard will change automatically to that particular color scheme. Okay, if you don't like this fonts, you can choose any of these themes to change your font styles and everything else. You see, dynamically you can change a lot of things. So how is it? Did you like it? If you like it, just hit the like button in the video. And I hope you learned a lot, and I hope you will apply this knowledge to your projects, and you know become a star in your office. So yeah, that's it for the today's video, and I will see you next time.